Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss an important GPAT topic, that is pyrogen testing. So in the current session we will be discussing two tests that are related to pyrogens. The first test is rabbit pyrogen test and the second test is BET or LAL test. BET is nothing but bacterial endotoxin test and the LAL test is nothing but the Limulus amoebocyte lysate test. So in the current session we will be discussing these two tests in detail. Now before discussing about the test, let us first discuss what are pyrogens. Pyrogens are nothing but the metabolic products of microorganisms, and most bacterial and many molds of virus have been found to be producing pyrogens. And even especially in case of bacteria also, gram-negative bacteria, they produce most potent pyrogenic substances called as endotoxins. And these endotoxins are particularly important in case of pharmaceutical industry. And because of the reason that we study these endotoxins, one of the pyrogen tests is also called as bacterial endotoxin test. Now coming to the structural aspects of pyrogens, chemically pyrogens are lipid substances that are associated usually with a carrier molecule, mostly a lipopolysaccharide or a peptide. So chemically pyrogens are lipid substances that are associated usually with a carrier molecule, which is mostly a lipopolysaccharide or sometimes it may be a peptide. And this pyrogen testing is particularly important in case of sterile products, because the water used for parenteral and irrigating solutions should be free from pyrogens. Now coming to the effects of pyrogens, usually for about 1 hour after the injection of pyrogens into a man, they produce these following effects. The first one is marked rise in body temperature. They produce chills, body aches, rise in arterial blood pressure, and cutaneous vasoconstriction is also seen. And usually the antipyretics, they eliminate the fever, which is nothing but the marked rise in body temperature, but the other systemic effects of pyrogens remain untreated. And in order to prevent these side effects, the parenteral products or the sterile products should be free from pyrogens. Now, pyrogens may enter a product by any means that may introduce the microorganism or the products of their growth. And usually the most likely sources of pyrogens are water, solutes, containers and solutions. And pyrogens can be removed from water by distillation, and distilled water is free from pyrogens. Hence in case of parenteral preparations, only distilled water must be used. And when it comes to solutes, in order to make them pyrogen free, they must be prepared from vehicles which are free from pyrogens. And when it comes to containers, containers may be rendered free from pyrogens by adequate cleaning and heating. Usually at a temperature of 210 degrees centigrade for 3 to 4 hours, or sometimes at 650 degrees centigrade for 60 seconds was also proven effective in certain studies. And one more important point is the autoclaving temperatures. They do not destroy the pyrogens during a normal cycle. Simple autoclaving may not destroy the pyrogens. When it comes to solutions, pyrogens can be sometimes removed from the solutions by the application of adsorption on the surface of selected adsorbents. But this method has a limitation, that is concurrent phenomena of adsorption of solute ions or molecules can also occur, and this may limit the usage of such methods. Even sometimes ultrafiltration has been found to be effective in preventing pyrogens. Now coming to the tests, pyrogen tests, as we have discussed in the current session, we will be discussing the two tests, rabbit pyrogen test and the Limulus amoebocyte lysate or bacterial endotoxin test. Now coming to rabbit pyrogen test. In this test, the presence of pyrogenic substances in parenteral preparations is determined by qualitative biological test based on the fever response in rabbits. As we have discussed earlier, the pyrogens, they cause a marked rise in body temperature, and this response of fever in rabbits is taken as a standard for determining the presence of pyrogenic substances. And this test involves measuring the rise in temperature of rabbits following the intravenous injection of a test solution. Now usually for the test, 3 healthy rabbits with little variation in control temperature are taken, and usually the individual temperature of rabbit should not exceed 39.8 degrees centigrade. And we have to inject into the ear vein of each of the 3 rabbits 10 ml of the test solution per kg body weight, completing each injection within 10 minutes after the start of administration. This is the official rabbit pyrogen test of USP. So after this, if there is any decrease in the temperature, consider any temperature decrease as zero rise. And the rabbits are checked for temperatures for every 30 minutes for up to 1 to 3 hours, and the readings are noted, and we will be discussing the test results in the further session. Usually 3 healthy rabbits are taken and 10 ml of the test solution is injected into the ear vein per kg body weight, 10 ml per kg body weight within 10 minutes after the start of administration. Now coming to the test results. So in order to pass the test, first we will perform the test with 3 rabbits. In order to pass the test, no rabbit should show an individual rise in temperature of 0.5 degrees centigrade or more than the 0.5 degrees centigrade or more than the control temperature. There should not be any rise of temperature more than 0.5 degrees centigrade. And if this happens, then the products are free of pyrogens, and if any rabbit shows deviation, then the test is again performed using 5 more rabbits. So in the second case, we are employing 8 rabbits. In case of 8 rabbits, if less than 3 rabbits, not more than 3 rabbits show individual rise in temperature of 0.5 degrees Celsius or more, and if the sum of the 8 individual maximum temperature rises does not exceed 0.3 degrees centigrade, then the material under examination meets the requirement for the absence of pyrogens. Please note this table, this is very important. By this we complete rabbit test. Now coming to Limulus amoebocyte lysate, LAL test, or which is also called as bacterial endotoxin test, that is BE. Now recently an in vitro test method has been developed for pyrogen testing, that is nothing but the LAL test or BET test, and this test utilizes the gelling property of lysate of the amebocyte of Limulus polyphemus, which is nothing but a horseshoe crab, and the lysate of the amebocytes of Limulus polyphemus is employed for performing this test. So, in the presence of pyrogenic endotoxins from gram-negative bacteria, a firm gel is formed within 60 minutes when it is incubated at 37 degrees centigrade. So, this gelling or the clot formation indicates the presence of pyrogenic endotoxins, and only the endotoxins produced from the gram-negative bacteria, they react in this way with the lysate of amebocyte of the horseshoe crab. But as we have discussed, the endotoxins produced from the gram-negative bacteria are mostly responsible for the production of potent pyrogens. So, this test is widely employed nowadays, and we even have official standards for the bacterial endotoxin tests. By this, we complete the pyrogen testing. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for further videos on GPAT.